Wow, it's indeed a great pleasure to have you here. I am Biodun Omosako. I'm a cognitive psychologist. I have trained well over 5,000 teachers, what I am about to teach you. And I've worked with over 250 schools, both upcoming schools and high flyer schools, including Deeper Life schools, Lead City schools, Ibadan, St. Louis School, Kano, Faith Academy schools, Redeemers College, Abuja, Jestoban College, Lagos, Royal Scholar Schools, Lafia, Nasarawa State, Credence College, Abuja, just to mention a few. Why am I telling you all this? Well, I want you to be comfortable with me. I want you to know that it's my area and my calling. At the end of this presentation, you are going to learn how to meet the learning needs of the right brain dominant children. Sincerely, I believe every educator needs this training. If not for the sake of your career, you need the knowledge because of the destinies of the children you teach. Many children's destiny are being buried by their teachers. My teachers almost destroyed mine too. They said I was a slow learner. They said I was a dullard. They said I was too playful. Twice I was given advice to withdraw from school. They said my brain cannot carry learning. I almost dropped out. But you know what? There was absolutely nothing wrong with my brain. It was their teaching methodology that was not connecting with the way I was naturally built to learn. Do you know the number of children in our classes who are going through the same experience that I went through, simply because their teachers don't know how to connect with the side of the brain they learn from? Don't get me wrong. I know that many teachers are not doing it intentionally. It's just that they simply don't know how to handle the right brain dominant children. A teacher attended our training in Abuja. He almost burst into tears when he discovered that most children he used to condemn were not dullards, but it was the teaching method that couldn't bring out the sleeping giant in these children. Now, I want you to take your pen and paper. I want to show you some things that will blow your mind and at the same time shape the way you relate with your learners from today. First, I want you to know that no child is a dullard. Yes, you heard me well. No child is a dullard. With the kind of brain God endowed every child with, no child is supposed to struggle to learn. When a child finds it difficult to learn, it is usually not because he lacks the capacity to learn, but because he is not being taught the way he is naturally built to learn. Maybe I should tell you a little bit about the human brain. The human brain is made up of brain cells, otherwise known as neurons. One human brain cell capacity is higher than that of any computer ever invented or that can be invented. And guess what? Our brain has roughly 1 trillion cells. The memory capacity of the human brain is limitless. The processing speed is equivalent of 75,000 computers connected together. Guess what? If the 75,000 computers are not connected together, they are no match for human brain. Think about it. With this kind of brain, no child is supposed to have any challenge learning. The big question is, if we all have the same number of neurons, equivalent to 75,000 computers, why do some children seem to be more intelligent than others? Let me tell you why, and I want you to pay a close attention to this. The cerebral cortex, the top and central layer of the brain, is made up of 2 separate hemispheres, commonly known as the left brain and the right brain. The left brain processes cognitive functions such as verbal, language, logic, math, analysis, linearity, and sequence. The right brain, on the other hand, is involved in non-verbal, imagination, creativity, songs, movement, and emotions. The truth is that we all tilt towards one side of the brain than the other, and this is the point I am trying to make. When learning, 90% of the children in your class tilt towards the right side of the brain than the left side of the brain. Only 10% of the children in our classes process information from the left side of the brain. Unfortunately, the current teaching methodology only engages the left side of the brain. Do you know what that means? It means that only 10% of the children in our classes can learn with the current teaching methodology. Most teachers adopt the boring and monotonous left brain teaching method. They come to the class, talk and lecture. That's verbal. What hemisphere is verbal? Left. They teach speaking a language. What side of the brain is language? Left. They give fact and figure. What side of the brain are fact and figures? Left. They give sequential notes to the children. What side of the brain is sequence? Left also. Can you see? From the beginning to the end of the teaching process, it is the left side of the brain that is being engaged. What happens to the 90% of the children in our classes who process information better from their right side of the brain? The effect of the current teaching method on the right brain dominant children is really terrible. And let me show you. You see, when a child's right brain is not engaged in the learning process, the brain will start disturbing the child, calling for attention. That's why you will see some children shaking their legs or getting bored sitting down in a class. The movement in the right side of their brain is calling for attention. You will see some children, even though they are physically sitting down in your class, they are far off. They have drifted into dreamland. The imagination and daydreaming at the right side of their brain is calling for attention. Some children will even start drawing things in their notes. When you check what they are drawing, it's something imaginary. Are this not what we see in our classes? You know what? All this happens simply because the right side of the brain is bored, because it is not being engaged during our teaching. The right brain is calling the attention of the teacher to that fact. But unfortunately, the teachers usually ignore these signs. In fact, sometimes some of these children are even punished for being distracted, for drawing in their notes, or for not sitting down in one place. What a system. When this happens too frequently, the child is labeled as unfocused child, having short attention span, or even attention deficit, and hyperactive, stupid, and problematic student. How unfair is the current teaching method? Many children have left school thinking they are stupid and incapable of learning, not knowing that it is the teaching method that is incapable of bringing out the greatness in them. The truth is that the child does not have any learning problem. It is the teaching method that is not engaging his right side of the brain. I have worked with many schools and many children who have been labeled as having attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I simply engage their right side of the brain more, and that's all. They began to focus more with 100% concentration. Let's face it, the current educational system can only cater for a few children, not all the students. We have more right brain dominant, highly kinesthetic children in our world today than any other time. Let's call a spade a spade. The right brain learners are disadvantaged under the current one-cap-fits-all education system, where all students are taught the same way without any consideration for how they are naturally configured to learn, where 90% of the school subjects are taught and tested using left brain teaching techniques. So, what do you think will happen? I'll tell you. The few left brain children in the class will excel more than the right brain learners. The right brain learners will have to constantly struggle to cope with learning. Have you ever paused and thought about it before? Why is it that the so-called attention deficit labor students who are said that cannot stay in one place to learn are able to focus and concentrate on playing a computer game for hours? The reason is because computer games engage them on both sides of their brains. Playing a computer game involves the left brain elements like logic, analysis, language. It also involves the right brain elements like movement, songs, emotion, color, and creativity. This is the point I'm trying to make. If we can engage their both sides of the brain in our teaching process, every child can learn and excel in learning. Don't get me wrong. No one side of the brain is better than the other. The brain produces at its peak when the both sides are well picked and stimulated during the teaching process. Teachers should stop engaging one side of the brain, the left side of the brain. You need to know how to engage the both hemisphere of the brain. That's what I teach teachers. Let me conclude this way. I want you to have a look on the image on the screen now. Here are two children coming into our school system with the same phenomenal brain capacity. One is a left brain dominant child. The other is a right brain dominant child. Both of them enter the school system. The school processes them and see the results. The left brain child comes out a smart child because the school teaching method favors him. The right brain child, however, comes out a dumb child because the school system doesn't favor him. Can you see the effect of the current educational system on the children? Now, at this point, can I ask you a question? Would you like to learn how to engage the right side of the brain more in your teaching? Will you want me to teach you the practical ways to engage the right brain's element of your learners more? Will you want to learn how to teach with association, imagination, technology, sounds, games, and colors to engage the right brain learners more while teaching them? If you answer yes, I want you to scroll down now and see how we can help you if you are watching this video from our website. If you are not watching it from our website, my phone number is on the screen now. You can contact me immediately. I want to help you. Are you a school owner? I want to work with your teachers for the sake of the destiny of the children in your school. My number is on the screen now. Please contact me. Let's work something out. I want to say a big thank you to you for taking out time to watch this video. I hope you got value. Thank you and God bless you.